Love in all God's words. I woke up to my phone vibrating. It was early and no one called me before 9 a.m. unless it was about the warranty for the car I've never owned. I rubbed the sleep from my eyes and reached for my device. I had missed the call. It was from my friend, Atom, back home in California. We hadn't spoken in years, so seeing his name confused me. Within seconds, he messaged me to call him ASAP. The urgency of the message forced dread into my throat as I pressed dial. He didn't know who else to call, and my name was one of the first he could think of. He had received a cryptic call from our friend Ray, who had remained super close with them. It caused Atom enough alarm that they decided to drive from their place near Fresno up to Sacramento to make sure Ray was okay. At some point along the drive, Ray stopped responding to Atom's calls or messages. They were terrified as they drove, but they didn't stop until they got there. But by the time Atom arrived, Ray had already made the decision to end his life. He gave no one time to talk him out of it. He had made a choice. Atom arrived 13 minutes after he was discovered. Once the authorities were notified and the aftermath began, Atom called me. It all happened so quickly, and I could hear the immense loneliness and shock in their voice as they recalled the last few hours. I told them I loved them and that I'd notify other friends so they could talk with Ray's family and we'd touch base soon. I hung up the phone and couldn't move. I sat with my eyes transfixed on the floor as every memory I've ever had with Ray came boiling to the surface of my brain. All the inside jokes and childish antics, all the serious planning and commitment to the activism we dedicated our lives to, all the amazing times we had as roommates, his charming smile and wispy blonde hair, and how much he loved eggs. The first time I met Ray was at a GSA network meeting. He was representing Clovis High, and I could tell he was nervous. He was used to GSA meetings at his own school, but coming to the city office to meet with kids who represented every school in the area was intimidating. I spotted his shy demeanor and immediately asked him to come to hang out with some of us after the meeting was over. And from that moment on, we were bonded forever. The first summer after we met was full of all sorts of fun and typical teenage drama. We were both a part of a larger group of friends who affectionately called ourselves the Super Queers. Every person had a different dynamic with each other individually, but as a group, we were an unstoppable force of love. All we wanted was to be friends and fight for equality. One of the most vibrant memories I have with him is when the two of us decided to join a protest happening outside the People's Church in Fresno, when Focus on the Family came into town. For those of you who don't know, Focus on the Family is a Christian ministry that preaches anti-gay conversion therapy practices. And we stood with dozens of other protesters. We began singing our own little song whenever someone stepped out of the church. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, whether straight or bi or gay. We are precious in every way. Jesus loves the little children of the world. We had only known each other less than a year when his family decided it was best if he moved to be with his father in Germany. We crammed as much time as we could together, the whole group. I wouldn't see Ray again for over a year when he returned from Germany and I returned from a 5-month stint in Portland. We soon decided to cohabitate together and moved into a furnished apartment with our friend Nicole. I ended up with the short straw and won the race car bed. Eventually, I found my way back to Portland, and he found his way to Sacramento. As the years crept by, the time between us catching up with each other would grow longer and longer. But when we would talk, it always felt like we had just spoken the day before. A few weeks before he died, he reached out to me, just to check in. He spoke excitedly about starting to plan for his top surgery. He seemed great, and looking back, I wish I knew how wrong I had been about that. After his death, a group of us decided to plan a virtual memorial. We began coordinating immediately. Me, Atom, Nicole, Mona, and Grace. Each time we'd have a meeting, albeit virtually, it brought me back to the old days of the GSA network, sitting in a group and brainstorming. Ray's warmth filled these new meetings. Through our grief, we recalled our favorite memories of Ray, and with each word we exchanged, we could feel his caress around our shoulders. Ray's DNA was made of pure love. If you spent more than 5 minutes with him, he loved you. His love was unconditional and encouraging. It was steady. It was felt across states and continents. And it even stood strong against the biggest barrier, time. It is a hard truth to know that a man who radiated love so freely could die from suicide. I can't escape that truth, and doing so wouldn't make grieving him any easier, and it would serve him no justice. Over 80% of trans folks have contemplated suicide, and half of those have attempted it. While I can't even begin to speculate what was racing through Ray's mind, what I do know is we live in a world where trans folks are constantly marginalized, stigmatized, villainized, and objectified. Don't let those stats trick you into thinking trans folks are naturally more likely to contemplate suicide, because there is nothing natural about living in a world that beats you down for living as your authentic self. Atom found a message from Ray when they discovered his body. It was his last message to the world. It just simply and poetically stated, "Love in all God's words." It can be interpreted a million different ways, and I feel like that was his intent. It's just 5 little words, but each of us, individually, has found our own merit in what it means. It's personal to us. A private message that's independent and yet cohesive, just like our group of friends always was. I ended up purchasing a customized rug for my bedroom floor. It's adorned with old photos of Ray and our group of friends. Every morning when I wake up, I look down at the rug as I'm getting dressed. Ray's charming smile and crystal blue eyes remind me that I need to live my life with as much integrity as I can. Ray was a man of high integrity, who I was fortunate enough to call my friend. My life is better because he was in it, and I will never, ever stop missing him. We love you, Ray. Love, Lucas.